Hello and welcome to your tutorial and directions on week number 4. As always, starting off with our dad joke of the week. Why couldn't the bicycle stand up by itself? It was too tired. Anyways, again, challenge yourself. Make one corner than that to add it to the discussion this week. So moving on to the work, we have a topic in our lecture called professional development, right? Trying to improve and keep growing as professionals. All right, so we have a couple things going on with the professional development. One, you want to look at soft skills for this lecture. Of course, there are skills that are job specific. Soft skills are skills that you use in any field. It could be something like communication, but there are many of them. All right, so you want to identify a skill that you want to improve upon, and you're going to actually share a professional development opportunity that will help you work on that skill. It could be a training course, could be a book, could be a webinar. There's a lot of options there. Okay, so you're actually going to go find some way and to help you improve that skill, and then you are going to talk about how that book, training, whatever it is you found, will help you become a better employee. So you've improved upon that communication skill, again, specifically how you become better as a professional with that. And then basically you want to get a plan for remaining knowledgeable and current in your chosen field. So this would be more job specific. So if you're in the nursing field, how do you plan on knowing all the updates to medicine and different rules and regulations in the hospitals, whatever it may be? You're setting yourself a plan. So that is something that we could actually use, that plan, to impress someone in an interview later on down the line. So, and just to help you in general. But speaking of the interviews, that is your assignment this week. That is a Career Connect. So what you're basically doing is a little mock interview. Okay, so you are going to be filming yourself, practicing your interviewing skills and responses and your answers out loud. So previous courses you've written out, typed out answers and simulations. This is now going to be you answering out loud. So you need to think about your video, like lighting, noise level. You're looking the part. This is a mock interview. You look professional. Okay, you're speaking naturally. Okay, having responses is important, but not just reading word for word mechanically, acting natural. All that is 40% of the grade in this week, right? So that's a big part of it. So practice, but don't have to memorize your answers and read. You should not be reading your answers off a script when filming yourself here, okay? Because you obviously wouldn't have that ability to do so in a real interview. So about 5-10 minute video by the time you work yourself through all the questions. It should not be a 25-minute video, okay? That's going to be too much. If your answers need to be thorough but concise, that there is a fine line. If you were to interview and spend 10 minutes answering a question, that could be a problem, right? So specific but also concise. When going through, you need to read the questions. So here are the list of questions you'll be answering. See them bulleted here. Okay, so you need to read the question first. Okay, so imagine this was your question here, or statement. You could say, okay, you want me to briefly describe my biggest professional weakness? And then you answer it. So when I'm grading, I know which question you are doing. So I might not know where a question or an answer begins and ends otherwise. So it's very important that you read that question and then give your answer. Okay, that's for grading purposes. So as you're going through and answering these things, just think about your answers again ahead of time. You can write them down. Just don't read them when you are doing your video. But when it talks about maybe your biggest professional weakness, you can describe that. But if you say you are lazy, I would highly suggest you talk about how you overcame that, okay? It may not be stated in the question. I used to be lazy, but then I took a course and I realized the importance of hard work and getting up early and working extra time, whatever it is. You want to say how you overcame that, right? And questions like identify what kind of person you have difficulty working with. You could say in a previous job I had this issue, but then again I talked to that person and I realized why they act the way they are, and now we work great together. Those are kind of the answers we're looking for, especially when sometimes it's asking for a negative, right? Detail in this question, detail what motivates inspires you in the workplace. Just listing a couple things is a start, but you also want to give examples and explain when talking about those answers, okay? But again, being concise to keep yourself in that time frame, okay? When you have finished your interview, you upload that to YouTube, okay? And all you're handing in is a Word document with the link pasted in that document, and then I can access it, okay? So that's all you have to actually hand in is that link. It needs to be uploaded to YouTube, and that was how that assignment will be accepted. Okay, any questions? As always, please ask. Good luck.